because guess what? We got our first eggs of the season and it's 2 days early. So, let's take a look. Oh yeah, I'm pretty positive she's done. So fun fact is I was gonna take her water away this morning because when we put her in, I was like, yeah, we'll leave her water in for, you know, up until like 2 or 3 days before her due date. And today's Wednesday, her due date's Friday. So I was gonna take it out this morning and we walk in and me and Spencer are over there like in the supply room like doing things for a minute this morning, and my mom walks through the door, comes over here to the snake room, is in the snake room for like 2 seconds, okay, and then walks back over to us and she looks at me, she's like, you have eggs? I was like, what? So that's actually how we found out. Mom found our first eggs of the season, but we came in, she had 10 eggs out and now there's 12. So she's all done. Her final number was 12. Now we just gotta get them out and make sure that they're all good and fertile. So we'll be candling them in just a minute. But anyways, first time mom here. Looks like she did a really good job. 12 is usually our average. So for her first time, there's 12 in there, unless I miscounted. That's pretty awesome. So, should we go take a look at the male real quick?
Yeah.
So this is a hypo whiteside female, and she's Trumbauer line, and we bred her with this male right here, who is a hypo Trumbauer line, and this is who we're calling Caramel. And hey, buddy. Anyways, he has this very unique look as a Trumbauer hypo, and we bred him to his clutch mate. And we're hoping that we can produce more Trumbauers that look like this, that have that kind of red, purple, orange. I don't know what other colors to really call it, but it's just this really pretty color. It's kind of rusty looking almost. But that was the male that we used. And so that was her first clutch. So they're both hypos, so everything is definitely hypo. She's white side, he's het white side, so there'll be some white sides involved, and they're also both double het albino axanthics for Balam line. And so there could also be snows, and everything's hypo, so there'll be hypo snows. So that's pretty neat actually, but we're hoping that we can at least get some hypos in the mix that might just be plain hypo, actually could be cool, that might have that kind of really unique look to them, is the hope. We did 2 breedings like that, and so her sister has shed also. We're gonna be setting her up today, maybe, and she's just a hypo, so she's not white side, which is nice. But anyways, yeah, that's like gross. So now what we'll do, well, I guess I should finish my train of thought. Anyways, the sister is just another hypo clutch mate, so hopefully it's carrying some of those same sort of genetics. And all of their babies will also be hypos. There'll be less white sides involved. They're both still het white sides. And then they're both will be double het albino axanthics too, so there could be snows in that clutch as well. But I'm just hoping that between the 2 clutches we can get at least some basic hypos that might have that sort of unique look to them as well. I was actually telling Spencer, I was like, you know, it'd be really cool if we could get some albinos maybe that have their hypo albinos. So any albinos that are in the clutch are hypo albinos. Any axanthics that are in the clutch will actually be ghosts. But what if they like come out with like that really kind of unique coloration too? Like they'll look different. So maybe we'll get some hypo albinos that are actually like super red on the saddles. I don't know if it'll work like that, but you don't know until you try it. So anyways, we'll see how it goes. Now we have the long wait. Anyway, I'm gonna go toss this really quick, and then we're gonna be disturbing Mama here in just a second. Okay, so I've got everything prepped and ready over here. So we've got the egg box here for incubation. The incubator is ready to go. And I just printed out my new sheet for this year, which was kind of exciting. I hadn't even printed it yet. So we've got our candle and stuff to write with. So I think we're ready to go. So, okay, real quick. I know I just mentioned this incubator right here. These eggs are going to go into this incubator for now, although we did just show you guys that new giant incubator that we built in that other office in the brumation room. We're waiting for that to finish stabilizing. Probably gonna give it a couple more days. We gotta get some fans in there still. And then the racks moved in, which, you know, at the time that we're posting this video, that'll be done. But for now, they're gonna go in this one. This one's ready to go and stable. We're just waiting for that other one to finish up stabilizing. We like to make sure that it's very secure till we put the eggs in there. So for now, these eggs will be going in this incubator, and then we will likely be moving them into the big one. So anyways, now we're ready. All right, so we'll just go ahead and take her out. And she should be relatively, oh, excuse me, pretty relaxed here. Might give me a little hiss, but that's normal. And looks like, hey, can I take a look? Okay, you take a look at me first. I don't see anything else in here. No, I think she's all clear. Good job! Alright, so we'll go ahead and get her put back. She's having a good time. But she did really good. We'll make sure that she gets a nice, good meal next week. If you guys can kind of tell, she does have some really pretty coloration still. She has like some, I don't know, she definitely has purple through her. But there's like little hints of like specks of like other brighter colors, like bright oranges, maybe almost some like reddish colors through some of her saddles, which are really, really cool looking. It's gotta be just that hypo influence coming in. So even though she doesn't look nearly as cool, you could say, as the male, I do think that she's still carrying some of that influence in her, just the white side's washing a lot of it out. So anyways, we'll go put you away and then let's take a look at the eggs. Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff, right? Alright, these eggs actually look really good and they're like long too. So we got this little group of 4 we'll take out. And then this group, just kind of gently unstick them from the bottom here. Okay, there we go. Not bad. Alright, I'm just going to move this underneath real quick so I don't knock it off. Okay, should we candle them first?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, okay. We're gonna candle them. Just use a flashlight. We call it candling because you're gonna light up the inside of the egg like a candle. I guess. I don't know, we just call it that. So we're looking for some veins. Oh, it's on this side. Right there. That's what we're looking for. So that's the embryo and the egg and the veins in the egg. Can you see it?
You can kind of see it, yeah.
Kind of? At least the big dark spot in the middle, right? So that's what we're looking for. That means that this egg is totally fertile. So the male did his job. So this one at least is good. Now we'll take a look at everybody else real quick. I'll just skim through them. That one's got 1. This one's underneath this egg, but it's there. This one's on the side. That one's right there, right here. This one's right here, right there, right there. Where's this one? Oh, it's underneath over here. And last one's right there. So, as you can see, the embryos are literally all over the place. So they're never just like all facing up when they get laid. That doesn't happen. I do try to leave them generally in the position that they were laid. So like I'll take this one off. And when I put it in, a little sticky here. I'll try to put it in somewhat like, just like that, because that's how it was laid. So I'll try and just put it in just like that. And so I do try and somewhat keep them in the same position they were laid in, but I'm not super like particular about it. I don't flip them upside down on purpose though, so. But if there is like a really soft spot that'll be on the bottom, I do try and rotate that some so that the soft spot isn't in the moist substrate. Just because that can be a little bit more of a risk for mold. And then I just kind of set it on in, nestle it down, and that one's good. So then we'll just work on separating the rest of these out, which these are all pretty fresh, so they should come out pretty easy, come apart pretty easy, I guess is what I mean. And, oh yeah, that just peeled super fast. So just keep putting them in. And there was 12, right? I didn't even count, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, there was 12, and they're all good. So a perfect first clutch from that female, which is awesome. So you guys see this one, I don't know if you can really tell, but it does just have like a little bit of a softer spot here. And really all it was is just the bottom of the cage was kind of moist when she laid them, so this part hasn't fully calcified, but I'm not too worried about that spot. I think it'll be fine. I'm actually probably just gonna put that straight down. If it looked wetter than that, then I might not, but that one doesn't look bad. That looks fine. All right, and I'm just kind of trying to scrape off just a little bit of that spag moss. You won't get all of it, but at least some of it. And then I'm just gonna sneak these in here. Spencer this morning was joking in the kitchen. I was like, man, do we really have to go to work today? Spencer's like, yeah, there's eggs at work. I was like, no, there's not eggs at work yet. He's like, yeah, well, like, you know, in a few weeks when there's like a ton of clutches being laid, then like, it's just really exciting to come into work and find eggs. So, anyways, we obviously made it to work today. And then Mom found the eggs and we were like, no way. It's pretty funny. Anyway, so it was an exciting day because there's eggs at work. So it's a good day at work is all we're saying. It was worth it after all. Alright, this is where it gets messy, and a lot of other breeders won't actually separate this pile, but I do, so. There's just a lot of connections going on right here in this pile, which makes it a little dicey sometimes, but when they're fresh like this, usually they'll kind of just peel right off and it's not a big deal. See, this is the one I don't like. I really don't like this connection here. I don't like when the ends of the eggs connect and are touching like that. I don't love that. And I don't love when it's like a ton of it either. But I'll probably still take those apart. I'll just wait. Yeah, this one's doing it too. Wow, that's cool. You guys can't really see that, but it's Mom's scales across the egg right there. It's like imprinted into the egg. Probably can't tell, huh?
It's not really focusing on that. It's kind of like blowing it out.
Oh well. Alright, okay, well, let's get these done real quick. They came out really good. This part will harden a little bit more over the next, like, you know, few hours, really. And then it'll be hard like the rest of the egg, so. It'll be all good. Alright, so let's just scoot everybody up just a little bit. Just gonna squeeze together a little more. I don't really like them touching, so not too close. Almost need a skinnier one right there. That's good. And And I don't like them touching the walls either. So don't really like them touching each other or the walls. Everything else, fair game. Alright, I think we'll just sneak this one in right here. Check it out. There we go. Okay, awesome. So, we've got all 12 eggs put away. They're ready to go. Now we gotta write up a little bit of paperwork for that really quick. So we've got our first clutch. Fun fact is last year our first clutch was actually laid on April 14th. Today's April 16th. So we're actually 2 days behind, I guess. That's a bummer. No, it's all good. But the first clutch last year was a pine snake, and this year's a bull snake. So there you go, just taking turns, I guess. So just on my sheet here, this is how I track everything. I just write down, yeah, come on over here. So I have the female's ID number, the male's ID number, the project name or whatever I'm doing, how many total eggs there were in the clutch, how many fertile eggs there were, how many infertile there were, what date everything was laid on, and then whatever the 60-day hatch date is supposed to be. And then I do have like the actual hatch date column too. I don't always go back through and actually write that in. But I have all that information written down. It's just not on the spreadsheet yet from like last year. This is last year's and none of it's written down from last year yet, but anyway. So I'll go through and do that, which means we gotta go over here and take a look at their ID numbers. So we've got, this girl was the one that laid. So we also write on her cage that she laid on, oh goodness, the 16th. And she had 12 and they are all good. So I say 12 good. Yep, and then usually I put a colorful dot on there too, which I guess I'll have to grab. Usually it's orange or something. Something bright so I know that she's done. But anyway, we just take this ID number here and I'll just jot that down. Alright. That's all I need right here. Okay, we can go back over here now. Finish writing this up. Oh yeah, alright. So, then we just need to write down project name. What are we calling it? Caramel? Should we call them the caramels?
Yeah, whatever.
Well, see, there could be like hypo snows. Hypo caramel snow. Does that sound cool enough?
I think if you say caramel, you'll know which clutch it is and
yeah,
everything that can possibly be in it.
I'm just gonna say hypo caramel. How about that?
Sure.
Hypo caramel. Alright, there was 12 eggs. All 12 were good. None were bad. Today is the 16th, 2025, and 60 days from today. Ready, go. June 15th. I was right.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. 6/15/25. Okay, we're great. So the spreadsheet is now caught up. Now we gotta make the tag to go on the eggs. Keep track of everything nice and pretty here. So at the top of the tag, I write, well, let's take it off this stack. It's easier to write on. Okay, top of the tag, I say the project name, Hypo Caramel. Then the female's ID number, so 2107 PCS 9SF5. Okay, and then I write what day it was laid, which was the 16th. It's a little repetitive, but it's just how I keep track of things. And then I say there were 12, good, just like that. And then I say the expected hatch date, which we just said was June 15th. And then I write the clutch number in Sharpie, so it's really easy to see. And I say 1 and then S, so that we know that it's my clutch for summer snakes. And the clutch numbers obviously correspond with the numbers on my beautiful spreadsheet here. So that's how I keep track of everything. And now these are ready to go in the incubator, and we'll be seeing them in approximately 60 days. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.